Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Boss Rush Podcast pre-show. I am your host, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is the PC Muscle Race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hello, all you happy people.
Hi, LeRon. I missed you.
What's up, Corey? I missed you too, man.
I feel like I haven't seen your face in a while.
Yeah, you haven't seen my face in a while. 2 weeks.
It might be longer than that.
The last time we were together was for the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. We did do
recap.
all that. Yeah, we did do all that, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. Also, here's the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
Here I am.
She's alive, promise.
I'm alive. I miss you.
I know, I missed you too. Speaking of missing people, I also missed PK Power Pat Klein.
I know, and despite the fact that we always seem to talk.
I know. Group chats going off all the time. I had to it was buzzing so loud the last week. I had to throw my phone in my lunchbox because it was just buzzing all over the place because I have it on silent at work. Oh, it's good times though. It's good to know.
That's kind of a problem I have sometimes because we are very active during the day, and sometimes my daytime is very busy with real life work and stuff like that. So I apologize to you guys if it always seems like I'm never active or just ignoring stuff. Sometimes I just cannot, especially if I'm on site at a client's office.
That's fine. It's fine. We know how you really feel about all of us.
Mm-hmm. I hate you all.
It's okay. We love you.
He said it.
We love you. Speaking of love, like you heard at the top of the show, this is the pre-show. What is the pre-show, you ask? Well,
wow, chicka, wow.
Yeah. Well, the pre-show is our new kind of Patreon exclusive segment for the Boss Rush podcast. It's going to be about a 15 to 20 minute segment on a topic where basically just another segment of the show for patrons. This episode is going to be free. The next episode is also going to be free. But following episode, what episode is this? So episode 235, starting then, the pre-show will be Patreon exclusive. And depending on what the topic is, we may release it on YouTube later. But for now, the pre-show is free.
You gotta pay.
Yeah, just $1 though. Just $1. You get the pre-show of this show. You get Expansion Pass, which is back, but as a post-show for Nintendo Power Block. And maybe something for After Dark. Not 100% sure. Early access for After Dark. But,
yeah, so open them damn wallets.
So I don't... Jeez.
What?
Oh, I don't know, man. It was just funny how you said it. It made me laugh.
That was not inappropriate. That was not inappropriate or anything.
It just made me laugh, man.
It wasn't like I said, grab your wallet and spread them.
Jeez.
Oh.
Spread them. Yikes. Oh, and you got some lube for that spread? Jeez.
I might be able to give some suggestions.
Oh, geez. Anyways, that's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. For as little as $1, you can get all kinds of cool perks. But anyways, today's pre-show topic, we're going to pick our 3 favorite games from the summer showcase extravaganza, whatever this was. Somebody said summer snooze fest the other day. I was like, ouch. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick our top 3 games, and we're going to talk about which presentation we thought was the best, and that's gonna be our pre-show. So you know what, I'm feeling spicy. LeRon, I'm going your way first.
Okay, cool.
So we're just gonna go round robin one at a time until we pick
one
3.
at a time.
Yep.
Okay then. All right. Well, well. It's gonna sound wild because if anyone caught the Nintendo Direct show, it's gonna sound really wild coming from my corner.
Oh no.
But the majority of my picks are from the Nintendo Direct show. And I'm gonna start off with I was gonna start in the order that I had them written down here, but I'm gonna start in the order I feel like starting with, and that's Metroid Prime 4.
Ooh, game looks good.
It looks good, and it also reminded me that I really need to jump back and try to beat the trilogy, which Nintendo is dragging their feet, getting it out the door. Because I at this point I want to play the remasters or at least the updated versions of Prime 2 and 3 whenever that happens.
Well, LeRon, good thing you have a ROG Ally, because I hear there's these things that rhyme with shmemulators that you could probably play 2 and 3 on.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
unless you have a Wii lying around somewhere.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh,
But no, like Metroid Prime 4, in my opinion, that I feel like that was one of the if there that for that 45-minute direct, I feel like the Prime 4 trailer was one of like maybe 3 different trailers or announcements that just brought the house down for that show.
Yeah.
And the fact that they ended the show with that, like, if it was a live show, like say like if we actually had an E3 where people were on the floor and everything, that would have gotten a standing ovation that night.
yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, like it was so great. Like you had the nostalgia, going on. There's a part of me because they've found ways to like bring back old Metroid enemies from the mainstream series, into Prime 4. Like for example, Meta Ridley is like a mechanized version of Ridley and stuff like that, and it supposedly has content and continuity because like you actually fought like Meta Ridley in Zero Mission. Well, you fought a prototype of Meta Ridley in Zero Mission, and then like the bastard came back again in Metroid 2, Samus Returns, for the 3DS. Wait, was that Meta Ridley? Pat, help me out here. Was that Meta Ridley or was that Ridley?
In which one?
The final boss fight of Metroid 2 Samus Returns 3DS. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yes, for the 40-year-old game for the Game Boy.
Well, the new remake.
No, the remake. The remake.
Yeah,
for
the
3DS.
remake added a new final boss.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
which the baby Metroid actually helped you fight, which that's actually giving like foreshadowing to the future when we get to Super Metroid. But anyway, like I'm figuring because like Metroid Dread had like that nice ass fucking cameo from Kraid, which we thought had been long dead, long time ago. And so like and they still get answered where the hell did Kraid come from? Is that the original Kraid? Is that like a clone? What the hell? But anyway, Metroid Prime 4, like it's got a lot of callbacks to like the Metroid Prime Hunters, which is actually a DS game. Stuff like that. It just looked amazing. Like like the trailer looked good. The trailer looked good for and it led the internet to speculating: is it on Switch 2 hardware, which has been debunked, and stuff like that. It looked good, and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled, and I'm a Metroid fan. Like as a matter of fact, Metroid is probably my franchise. Well, if we're gonna go with the originals, that what started it all for Nintendo, like that trifecta, which was Metroid, Zelda, and Mario, of course. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, I was happy, and now I'm done talking because I know we have like content to get through.
Yeah, it's fine. Stephanie, you're next. I'm picking on you next.
Let me hop to something that I don't think was on anyone else's list, and that was Astrobot. Probably the only one on here that's getting love for Sony. But quite frankly, when I saw that trailer, it immediately caught my interest, and I was happy to see another Astrobot, a full-fledged game. It just looked absolutely gorgeous. So it was one of those that I upped and pre-ordered. So I'm very much looking forward to Astrobot, and I think this is a good thing for Sony.
Yes, I think it might be the first game I'm looking forward to on PlayStation from Sony directly in probably a long time.
Yeah, this has been the first game I've been looking forward to from Sony since Ratchet and Clank, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this game looks excellent.
It's honestly a breath of fresh air we need for that landscape that Sony has going on right now in the PlayStation ecosphere. Like everything's like super serious, So like it's nice that we're gonna actually have like a fun, like whimsical game that like is gonna actually honestly like if they pull it off right, it's gonna make us feel like how we felt like back when we were playing like those PS1 games, because PS1 was like dominated by platformers and JRPGs. And it's gonna
and like PS2, like with Jak and Daxter, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like it's gonna give us that. It's gonna give us those. If they pull it off right, which I think in the interviews of Team Asobi, like they've been trying to this is a work of passion for them, stuff like that. And in the trailers you've seen like it's a love letter to like PlayStation fans. Like there's so many Easter eggs and like so many callbacks in there and stuff like that. Even though this is a brand new not brand new IP, but a brand new game in an IP that like for the most part was just mainly like a tech demo. Like it's been like tech demo world for Astrobot from like the first PS4 to the original PSVR and of course the PS5 launch. And like Team Asobi is doing good things. Like I'm also with you, Stephanie. I cannot wait for this game.
I
Like
think you brought
it's
up
a
that
day
point,
one.
and correct me if I'm wrong, because Astrobot initially was kind of like your tech demo to show off what the PlayStation could do. And I know we've had topics like this before, is like, does Sony have a mascot? And they've like had mascots here and there. And I feel like Astrobot became a proven concept because of how well loved it was. So I'll stop there.
Honestly, for the most part, like just answering the mascot question, most of Sony's mascots over the years have always been like borrowed mascots for the most part. Like because Drake would be a good mascot for Sony, but they don't treat him like that. He's never been like the face of Sony. And like if you look back at other properties, like for a while it was Spyro the Dragon, Sly Cooper and stuff like that. But and those are all loosely based, like until Sackboy came out, and Sackboy seemed like he was like the mascot, and then I don't know, they just kind of like dropped the ball on that one, But it's more like they have faces and phases for the Sony era, which is probably not a bad thing because Aloy's had it for a little while, of course Drake has had it for a little while, Ratchet and Clank have had it a couple of times, stuff like that. So I think it's kind of cool, but like Astrobot could finally be like Sony's freaking mascot, and they need to just give. It'd be nice to have like 2 official games featuring Astrobot in the PS5's lifetime, and then PS6 launches or whatever they call that next system, probably the PS6. Because like Sony's being simple, keep it simple, and so like they have an Astrobot game ready for the. Let's not put him back to being a tech demo, but like have an Astrobot game ready in the first year of the launch of the next system.
Yeah. Pat.
Yes.
You're up.
Okay, well, I am going to go with one of my obvious choices as an RPG fan. Metaphor ReFantazio.
I thought you were going to pick Doom.
That's not coming out anytime soon, but sure. Nope. Metaphor. Looks amazing.
That game looks so gorgeous.
Love the Persona team, and I look forward to seeing what they do with the new IP.
Now, let me get this right. Like, these are people from the Persona team that broke off from Atlas?
No, this is still the same Persona team.
It's still the same Persona team. Okay, I thought this was from a brand new studio of people who just happen to be like veterans.
No, that was something else. That was the something that came out last year. Some Persona.
Oh, it's not this game.
No.
Okay. I must have gotten it mixed up, but then again, there's been a couple of weeks since the shows.
What was that game though, Pat? What was that game that like a bunch of Persona people went off to make?
Good question.
Was it that? It wasn't that House of Fate Morgana, was it?
No, that's a visual novel. Maybe it's the Demon School, which is kind of Persona-ish, but I'm not sure.
Oh, well, Metaphor looks great. I can't wait. So, I guess it's my turn, huh? So I'm gonna pick a game that I'm really happy is getting a new entry. Mario and Luigi Brothership looks awesome. It's I love this series, and playing Paper Mario right now reminds me just how much I love that series. Because it's essentially the same, except not.
To quote Luigi from the Mario Bros. Series, oh yeah.
Man, so good. I do hope they polish up that art style a little bit, because like as much as I want to like it, it looks a little old.
I like that cartoony style, and I like the fact that it looks updated, but at the same time it's still the same. Like it just doesn't look spritey anymore, though. Like,
no, I understand that, but like sometimes I don't know. It looks old. It reminds me of the 3DS version of Smash Brothers, and I can't unsee that. I wish they would have gone like the Wind Waker HD route instead of that route. But
Okay,
doesn't
that's
matter.
fair.
Doesn't
That's fair.
matter. I'm still gonna play it. I just can't unsee the 3DS version of Smash with the thick black outlines so you can see the characters, right? So
Yeah, I know you're talking. I know. As soon as you said that, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
yeah. So but that's my pick. I can't wait. I think it looks great. So well, LeRon, we're back to you, friend.
Well, I mean, the other games on my list have already been called out. That was Metaphor Fantasio and Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Nice. Well, you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Stephanie got a whole new face going on. What's going
Hey.
on? It's your turn.
Well, I'll save my top one for last because that's on your list. So the other of the three is called Afterlove EP. And I was debating which, because there are many games that I'm looking forward to, but I wanted to give an indie game a shot out. Afterlove EP should be released. Yeah, this is Q3 2024, and it comes from the creators of Coffee Talk and One Comes After, and they honor the late Fahmy. It's a slice of life adventure set in modern Jakarta, dealing with loss. So, I really love, the creators behind Coffee Talk. I love this tribute to a creator that has since passed, so I am very much looking forward to seeing their passion come to life in this game.
I always look forward to games that feature like a narrative as well as the music, like a music connection with those narratives. So this is also on my radar.
Nice. Is this on your list, Pat?
Nope.
Oh.
The only other one that wasn't talked about is the Ace Attorney Investigation remaster that's coming out. Just because, we didn't get the second game in America. We had an unofficial translation, but now we'll get the official translation, and it's going to have that new coat of paint. And it stars my favorite Ace. Well, it stars my second favorite Ace Attorney, but my first favorite Ace Attorney guy is also in this. So Gumshoe and Miles Edgeworth are both in this game.
Nice.
And they're my favorite characters.
My favorite. Oh yeah.
My fave.
My next game on my list is Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, and this one looks great. I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. And I know this is the Odyssey team and not the Origins Valhalla team, which makes me so much more excited because in my opinion, Odyssey is the best one of those three games because it feels quicker and more agile, and I feel like you need that if you're playing some sort of stealthy samurai ninja character. So chalk it up as a win for me. And then Stephanie, I'm gonna go your way. I know this is the same for both of us.
Well, yeah, so drum roll to no surprise, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Ooh. Very excited.
And I'm also excited that it's not like in 5 years. It's actually coming out in a few months, which is quite a delight.
Can't believe we finally get to play Link in this game.
I know. Enough with that Zelda character and their green tunic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly so happy for this because like it returns to that classic style of Zelda that I just cannot get over, it's the reason why there's a legacy like side of people that love Zelda, and then there's like the new age stuff like the start of Ocarina of Time and stuff like that. And I love this, and I know for sure like I'm going to sink a bunch of hours into this one. So yeah, like I mean Nintendo, like
Nintendo has grabbed LeRon this year somehow.
They do it about once every 2 or 3 years with one of their directs. Like it's really funny because like I said this on like our direct recap. I'm like it always seems like yeah, there's 1 or 2 games here, but it's nothing that really like gets me really like hot and bothered and want to like like dust off my Switch or nothing like that. But yo. And I guess all that being said, like I'm gonna give like the Nintendo Direct this summer like the 100% stamp of approval.
Yeah, it was definitely the best for me as well. I mean, Xbox had a pretty decent showing. But as somebody who is probably pays more attention to that ecosystem than, to be fair, the rest of everybody else here, we've seen a lot of these games before. A lot of these games were either have already been revealed or leaked or shown somewhere else, or and then the biggest surprise to me was the Gears announcement, and not because it was a Gears announcement, but because it was not Gears 6, which has been rumored forever, and no no collection.
Yeah.
Which also kind of surprises me. And I know people say, "Oh, well, you can play the other ones on backwards compatibility." I get that, but 2, 3, and Judgment don't have native PC versions, and they don't have native cloud versions. So if you want to play those, you have to have an Xbox, which is fine. But like, if their whole thing is we want people to play everywhere, they're gonna need to have some sort of native version to at least Xbox One for those.
They also need a working network.
Yeah, that's fair too. Yeah, Xbox Live has been down all day as of the day of this recording. So
no reason. I mean, no announcement or reason for. No announcement pointing to what's going on.
No, as of 2 hours ago, it's still down. So and it's been down like all day. So
wow, okay.
I know. The one time I want to play on my Xbox, it's been freaking down, and I can't because you need to sign in.
Too bad for you. Too bad for everybody that has DRM games right now.
Or Game Pass, because you can't play Game Pass games without logging in first.
Yeah.
Oh, rip Xbox. Anyways, anybody else have any other different answer than the Nintendo Direct?
Nope.
I'm just going to give a shout out to Day of the Devs because we have a lot of indie directs, so to speak, throughout this time period. Technically Limited Run had one, Wholesome Games had one, Day of the Devs had one. And sometimes it's hard to make as big of a splash as the big three. But first of all, they were all great, but I just want a second Nintendo Direct with Day of the Devs. They had a lot of unique showings there, and I love the fact that they are, they're not for profit, and they try to allow a platform free for indie developers to showcase. Like, just super quick, I just interviewed Tanat, who's making Building Relationships, and he said he went from like 200-ish wish lists on Steam to something thousand. I'd have to double check the recording, but thousands. It just jumped up after Day of the Devs, and that level of visibility for a solo dev is incredible. So shout out to Day of the Devs.
Yes. Yeah, I don't really have any other of the presentations to say. I think Sony's was kind of a snooze fest, except for Astrobot. Jeff Keighley's thing was fine. I know people were excited for Alan Wake DLC, but if that's like your biggest announcement, no offense to Alan Wake,
it was DLC, fantastic, mind you.
Well, I'm just saying, if DLC is your biggest announcement,
yeah, right, I get it.
Not the, and then, like I said, Xbox was kind of like, I just want to play these games now. I've seen them for 3 years.
I will give a shout out to the Devolver one, even though I don't remember any of the games that were on it. That one was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
But that's usually how Devolver usually does their directs, is very, very out there.
It was definitely an unsettling one.
I hate to admit it, but I only watched like the big three, I mean, the big three, if you include the Summer Game Fest as part of it,
Yeah.
I only watched everything from the major guys, and I know that sounds like I was disregarding like the indies and like separate dev studios, but I mean, like, I didn't have the mental bandwidth for all of it this year.
That's the thing; it's a lot. So that's why you have friends here in the Boss Rush Network that cover indie announcements on bossrush.net.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our pre-show. Thanks for watching and or listening to this pre-show. Remember, if you are a patron beginning on episode 235, this segment will be exclusive. So patreon.com/Boss Rush Network or youtube.com/Boss Rush Network. You can go there too. They will be released later. Some of them will. So anyways, thanks for listening. On to the main show.
Onward and upward.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.